Hi, didn't see you there. I'm Norman from Inherit the Ashes, and I thought we filmed some content today. Let's just show you my drum setup real quick. First things first, my cymbals are all Meinl Bisons. I'm kind of a fanatic here. Obligatory Crown of Thorns, because I feel like Pretty Princess Space Jesus when I'm on stage. We're playing death metal, but still I thought, hey, what's great for death metal? Jazz hi-hats. So I got myself some, I think they're called medium thin jazz hats, or jazz thin hats, or something like that. With a dry bottom and just a traditional finish top. They're really thin, but they're delivering tons of attack. They cut through very nice. Here I have a 17-inch dark crash. Yeah, just really dry, short sustain, nice for little accent hits. I'm kind of a big cymbal fanatic, so 17 on my left side. For my main crash that I mostly ride on too, the 20-inch heavy hammered crash. I had it for about 2.5 years, and with the style that I play it, I'm really surprised that it hasn't broken yet. But it's just great. You don't necessarily need a ride if you bring that one, because the bell is also, yeah, kind of righty. Sounds better than the ride I had before. Shots fired at Sabian. Sorry, not sorry. Then I have a 22-inch Sand Crash Ride Benny Greb Signature Series with 2 out of 3 rivets still intact. Yeah, that's just really dry. The rivets give it some nice sensation that you wouldn't get from a usual ride, and it's really nice to crash on. Depending on the song, I like to go back and forth between the two, just to get some spice in there. Then, mostly an accent crash, but also very rideable from time to time, is a 18-inch dual crash. Yeah, it's just kind of replacing the Sabian Ozone that we were using for a time. It's somewhere in between a China and a regular crash. I was thinking about getting that one with the holes in it as well, like the trash crash version, but I thought that this was trashy enough, and I wanted it to be distinguishable from this bad boy here. Ever since I got this one, it had to move a little bit back so I don't hit it that much, but it's an 18-inch dark China. That is the crash. That's the China. Yeah. I just kind of like how dark it is, and yeah, you just get a lot of fun out of this one. It's not as bright and as ugly sounding as like an oriental one or a regular, just traditional one. I kind of love it, so yeah, cymbal connoisseur. Considering my shells, I have the beating heart on my drum kit right here. That's a Gretsch 14x8 hammered steel snare. I lovingly just called it the Dragon Slayer once I got it, because I just sat down to try it out. It caught my eye at the store, and I was like, yeah, I gotta take that one home. Had it for about 5 years now, and I'm not thinking about replacing it. Just, I love how it is. I had to get an extra stand that could go extra low, because I like my drums very low, and with the sheer size of that thing, I couldn't fit it on my old stand. Yeah. I got some new shells about 1.5 years ago, and I customized them a little bit. I'm no artist by any means, but it's fun. So I thought, why not? This is a 3-piece Pearl Masters Maple Complete with a 22x16-inch kick drum, a 12x8 rack tom, and a 16x16 floor tom. I was in the market to get a new kit, and I thought, yeah, Pearl was pretty much one of the first things I played when I started learning, and I listened to some stuff, fell in love with it. They had it on sale, and I was like, yeah, I gotta take that one home. Getting major Matt McGuire drum vibes from that when it was not painted. Yeah, that's about it considering everything but the hardware. Hardware is kind of thrown together, so I just ordered some pieces as I expanded my kit, and I got new stuff. I still have some things that were from my, like, the first drum set I ever owned. For example, this, I think it's a Sonar boom stand. I got that for like 20 years now. But like some other stuff is a little bit newer, like that tripod stand here that also holds my rack tom. Generally with my stands, I like to go with multi-clamps a lot because I don't like carrying that many stands. And I have a lot of cymbals up there, and it would be pretty much impossible. Looking at the footprint of that drum set right now, it's alright. Still, with how many things they're holding, they have to be quite far apart, but if I had everything on a separate stand, that wouldn't fit on my rug. I think my hardware highlight is probably in my bass drum pedals, because that's the only thing I really need to be super sturdy, and I need top quality. With every other kind of piece of equipment, I can get away with mediocre right now. But I recently just upgraded to the big Tama Iron Cobras. I used to play the 600 series Iron Cobra for a while, and they were kind of old and gnarly, and I liked the pedal itself. I liked the footboards. I tried out the single pedal version, and I directly just ordered the double pedal because they didn't have it to try it out. But just the feeling alone convinced me. And one thing that I have adopted over the years are these lowboy wooden beaters with that little leather strip on there. They've been on my kit for about 3 years now, and I didn't have to replace them. And I just feel like the wood and the leather give it some extra punchiness. I like to tune my kick kind of high and tight, so I get a lot of rebound from it for these fast drum parts. And I think that the heaviness of the wood compared to something like the felt beaters or whatever, it just gives me a little bit more rebound. The fulcrum just adapts a little bit to the point where it's just easier to play, and just feels better because I don't have really any bass drum technique. Instead of I'm just going fast with what I'm doing. I'm not a technical drummer. I just played for a while and tortured myself for getting the muscle strength and these little micro muscles to play what I play. I don't advise you to do the same though. Yeah, that's about it. All the skins are currently Remo. You can't see that properly, but they're the color tone Emperors on top, and I have the Ambassadors on the bottom for my rack and my floor tom. Pretty standard combination. And on my snare I have the control sound coated batter head and I think the Ambassador snare side. One thing that may be a little bit interesting though is the snare weight M80 that I have on my snare drum and on my floor tom to muffle it a little bit. Just a little strip of leather that you can easily take out the mix. You can adapt whether you want to muffle it more or less with magnets. Pretty simple, but makes a world's difference, and you don't have to use that gnarly moon gel all the time that you have to replace pretty much every 2 shows. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in. See you around.